When I first ran into the manosphere, it was like 2015. I was still pretty young. I was in college. I was looking for information online for like dating and that sort of thing. So I think the first results that came up was like the return of kings or something. So I like to look at men as just normal human beings. So, yeah, I didn't like what I was seeing, and it wasn't anything that I wanted to do with. So, yeah, I stopped doing that. The manosphere had pretty much taken over the internet during that time. Now it's faded a bit, but yeah, it's still around. So basically, I've never seen men behave so depraved. I never realized men could be so insecure and manipulative. I didn't even think it was possible, so it was scary. But you know, there's a saying that goes that you fear things that you don't understand. I think that's true. So, what I took from that was that there was a lot of layers to the goings on of the manosphere that wasn't apparent at face value. Growing up, I never had a talk with my mom or my dad about how I might need to watch out for guys. I legit thought that, everyone is just good and honest and they try to do the right thing. I mean, obviously that's not true. There's people that have issues, but I still didn't understand why the guys in the manosphere, they seem so upset and frustrated. It just didn't make any sense to me, and I thought, is it about that one thing? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I found out that that does have a lot to do with it. So in the manosphere, they talk about a lot of things like feminism, traditional roles, masculinity, femininity, hypergamy, the wall, terms I never really heard of until I saw them on the internet. They like to claim that everyone is brainwashed by feminism in school and in college. Their idea of what feminism is a bit questionable, anyways. But yeah, I've never witnessed anything like that. I've never witnessed any bias for the female students. And while it is true that female students do slightly better in school than male students, those trends started before the feminist movement even happened. So in the manosphere, they speak highly of traditionalism and they blame feminism for the fall of society, when feminism is just one facet of a world that has been rapidly evolving for the last several decades now, and that is also influencing these changes that they're seeing. The main grievances I've seen them make aren't bound by gender. Like, I've seen them speak on promiscuity, overweight women, or women with tattoos or colored hair. Like in my city, you can probably find an equal amount of males and females with tattoos in an alternative style, and they're often paired up together. And yeah, I understand there is an obesity epidemic in the United States, but there are a lot of people going around overweight and obese, not just women. Looking at the CDC, it looks like women have higher rates of obesity, while men have slightly higher rates of being overweight. Combined, there's a similar rate of overweight men and women. And people have different priorities. Sometimes you don't know what's going on in their life. Sometimes people just want to live fast, die young. They have different priorities rather than health and fitness. So there was this guy, I don't know what I was doing or where I was at, but he was not into eating healthy. He just wanted to live how he wanted to live and eat what he wanted to eat. So his reasoning for that was why is he going to be all fit and healthy, and then he ends up getting hit by a drunk driver or something like that, and then he looks all fit and healthy in his casket. Me personally, I think it's more likely I'm going to live to an old age rather than drop dead at any time. I am an advocate of, health and fitness, but, I do that in a way that's not intrusive or disrespectful or hurtful. I mean, how immature do you need to be? And it's a free country, and it's funny how in the manosphere they associate themselves with right-wing politics and all this freedom, but they promote this lack of individuality. If they want a totalitarian dictatorship, which is what it sounds like they're pushing to me, they might as well start their own country and take all those who agree with them with them. But yeah, that's not going to happen because they're all talk, no action. So they're saying that the manosphere is a reaction to crazy feminists. But in my mind, I'm thinking if we've lived in a patriarchy for hundreds of thousands of years and women have been oppressed in that time and men were the leaders, wouldn't that make feminism the reaction? With crazy feminists, it seems like they were hurt or frazzled by something. And with these men, it seems more to do with the ego. People just have different vulnerabilities and they're susceptible to different things sometimes. Most women don't even identify with feminism, even though they benefit from it. I think the last poll I looked at, it was something like 26% of women called themselves feminist. I think patriarchy has gone on for so long that it's now a part of our being and it's difficult to see the flaws in it. Feminism is more new in terms of our history, and I don't think that it's been fully adapted to. Feminism is inevitable in a evolved and just society, and I don't see why men feel the need to have a men's rights movement when it's two sides of the same coin. Women don't exist just to serve the will of men. Like, women aren't slaves. Slavery and holding hostages is illegal, the last I checked. I don't see anything wrong with traditionalism or women being traditional, but I don't know why they just can't go and find women that are into that and leave everyone else alone. It doesn't make any sense because all of this, feminism, tattoos, obesity, is all a distraction from the real issue that these men are having. Alright, so I'm going to get ready to close out this video, and I wanted to say that we make it very difficult, but it's very simple. Kindness is the answer. No one needs to be canceled. We're all learning, growing, and changing in our path in life and finding out new things about ourselves and the world. If you're a woman, you have to have this size, this age, this look. If you're a man, you need to be this height, have this amount of money, have this sort of face, when no one needs to be anything other than what they are. I had a friend or acquaintance, I guess you could say, back in school. He was Hispanic. He was very short. He was shorter than me. He was about 5'3" or 5'4". But he was never without a girlfriend. He had a tall Russian girlfriend. She was about 6 foot tall. She was thin and very pretty. They were together for a while. Last I saw him, he had an Hispanic girlfriend. She was about average height. She's very pretty as well. And it was because he had a great attitude. He was kind-hearted and he was a very genuine person. Maybe there were some ignorant people that said something about his height, but yeah, he never let it get him down. In the manosphere, they are very angry, aggressive, shallow, and superficial. They fetishize women and want to use them for validation because they don't believe in themselves as a man. They don't want to work on their self-esteem and who they truly are as a person because they don't think they're good enough as a man. It's really a blind leading the blind situation.